Well, it's a sad day for Ice Time Online, the final episode of Season 1. We talked about it last week, how they take the ice out after the season is over. That's going on behind us right now. The Rivermen season has come to a close, and so this will be our final episode until September.
202 days since we cranked this thing up, and it's over now. And what we'd like to show everybody in this last episode of the season is how teams are dismantled, and there's a process to it. We talked to Steve Castelletti, the equipment manager. We talked to the strength and fitness coach from St. Louis. We visit with various players about what they're going to do this summer and with their off season. And something really special that fans have never seen, we duck inside with Mitch Love for his player exit meeting with General Manager Kevin McDonald.
After every season, all of these players sit down with not only the general manager, Kevin McDonald with Peoria, but also the head coach, Rick Wamsley, the assistant, Drake Barahowski, and even Larry Pleau stopped by, the general manager, at least for now, for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, we caught a nice interview with him too, and what his plans are as he heads to retirement from that role at the end of June. So enjoy.
So enough of us, a lot to talk about. The equipment sale is coming up this weekend as well, Saturday from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. right here in the Peoria Civic Center. So the equipment sale coming up. We step aside, and here's what... I lost it. Oh, cut it. Civic Center. Got a big funny voice, so they let me talk on the radio. Yeah, maybe. Wake up.
I'm behind him. Standing. All right. Whatever. Other Martian from Mars. And my co-host with...
How'd you enjoy playing here?
I really enjoyed it. I was just talking to Larry, you know, between the guys in the dressing room that have been here a few years, and especially after last year having the rivalries we had, you know, we played each other, what, 15 times last year?
Yeah. 7 in the playoffs, that really cranked the rivalry up.
Yeah. You know, threw a few jokes during training camp from about that series, and I don't know, I had a blast. Like, the fans are great here.
Yeah.
You know, they're very passionate about their hockey.
We know you were a real active part on the players' side of getting involved in the community, and we appreciated that.
Yeah.
What? How do you feel this year you were able to make an impact for you playing in the game?
For me to play the role that I want to play, and I think that you guys want me to play, I think I'm more effective on forward.
Yeah.
I think D's, you get in a scrap or something, or you do something a little stupid, you're putting your team in jeopardy with 5D. And when you get out there, you got to give those guys a break.
Right.
So you can't be sitting in the box. Where, you know, forward you can, you know, that's my job.
Easier to engage.
Yeah, it is. It is too. I'm headed back to Seattle to spend my summer. My fiance's out there right now, and I think she's getting the itch to have me back and do a few jobs around the house. You know, I usually take a couple of weeks off. I kind of get bored with myself, and I'll slowly start working out.
You hope to get back here next year?
That's the plan. You know, the coaches know where I stand. Kevin and Larry know where I stand. But I mean, it's a business, and everybody makes decisions. And but I'd really hope to come back here. I've enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the fans here. I've enjoyed my teammates, and I'd love to stay in one place for more than a year.
Where do you go now? What are you doing next?
I'm gonna go to the World Championships and represent Denmark, and I'm gonna spend a lot of my summer here in St. Louis training with, following their program with Nelson, Ariette, and Crash. I think I've gotten better as a player, and I learned a lot of things. Fortunately, we didn't make the playoffs. It didn't go exactly as we wanted to, but there's a lot of positive things that I take with me from this season.
I'm going home. You know, it's been a long and fun year, but now it's time to go home and enjoy the summer and finally meet my family again. I'm going to work out. I'm going to get stronger for next year, and then I'm going to have fun, hang out with my friends and family, play some golf, watch the World Championships of soccer. It's going to be awesome this summer.
Are you willing to play in the American Hockey League again? What's your mindset?
I think these 2 years have been really good for me here in Peoria, but I don't think I'll be back in Peoria. I mean, you never know, but I want to play in NHL, and if that means me playing somewhere else next year, I will.
So it's the end of the year, and obviously with that, players are scattering, taking some equipment with them, heading off to train over the summer, and Steve Castelletti has the job, amongst other things, of keeping track of all these guys. What are they taking with them when they leave?
Well, they pretty much take what they need to get them through skating through the summer: helmet, gloves, pants, some sticks, skates, things like that, so they can train on the ice and get ready for the next training camp.
Well, there's a big day coming up this weekend, is the annual equipment sale.
Correct. We'll have at the sale, we'll have some helmets, gloves, pants, some used skates. There'll be some sticks, tape, things that most of the stuff is used, but most of it's still serviceable. And for, if some adults out there don't want to play men's hockey, it's a great opportunity for them, and even young kids coming up. A lot of memorabilia here. What's your timetable here? How long are you going to be hanging around? I got a couple weeks of work yet. Once we get all the equipment done in the sale, we'll go through and clean everything and start ordering things for next year and repair some things that need to be repaired. And so there's always something to do. Well, we've got John Benny with us here, who's the assistant strength coach with the St. Louis Blues. He's the head guy down here for these guys working out, and just because it's the off-season for these guys, they still got work to do, don't they?
No, absolutely not. They got a lot of work ahead of them this off-season, and Nelson and I are ready to put them through the ropes if they come to St. Louis to spend some time with us. The guys that, first off, are not coming to St. Louis, you've given them some paperwork and some activities to do. We give them a 3-month off-season program, so it's head-to-toe, whether it's on ice, off ice, sprints, interval training, and the complete gym workout as well. The one thing that I find interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people do as well, about a course of hockey season is that these guys struggle to keep weight on as opposed to lose weight, where most people are going, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. These guys struggle to keep it on. As much as they work and the amount of time they put on the ice, our biggest thing is maintaining their weight in season. Obviously, there's going to be a drop in muscle mass because the amount of time they're on the ice. That's where the supplementation and eating right and basically being a professional come in handy. How much weight do you expect most of these players to put on here during the summer before next training camp? It just depends. A guy like Nick Drzanovich is probably about at 190 right now. He could easily get up to a good 205. And like we said earlier, obviously that'll go down during the course of a hockey season. Get a month off, so I'll be doing some fishing and some golfing and getting some rest and recovery. And Nelson and I will be at the mills Monday through Friday, working the boys hard.
All right, we're here with Larry Pleau, longtime GM in the NHL, and you're winding it down, aren't you?
Yes, for me it has been, and actually officially June 30th, but Doug Armstrong and myself, we've been transitioning for the last couple of months, and we'll continue to do that over the next couple of months. And it's kind of been a long stretch, 13 years, and I've really enjoyed it.
What's your career moment, if you had to pick one up?
Well, I think when you win, that's part of it. I mean, that's what we all play for, is to try to win. So when I played, I was part of the Montreal team when they won in '71. We won the World Hockey Championship, the World Hockey, when they established themselves. I think it was '72, and then won again in management with the Rangers. So I think when you win, I think probably the biggest disappointment is coming to St. Louis and not winning the Stanley Cup. And we basically came out of the lockout almost like an expansion team. But the difference between us and an expansion team in the last 4 years, we haven't had those bottom picks. Like we had 1 overall and we had a 4 overall. But after that, we've been well above 10. Usually an expansion team, you're getting those top 5, top 6 picks for 5-6 years in a row. Our team is in a direction that there's going to be a lot more success coming in the next couple of years. We've got some good young players down here that we like. So I think we're where we want to be. This year, we're not happy with not being in the playoffs. We feel we're as good as some of those teams in the playoffs, but we had a tough stretch at home for about 12 games, and that cost us.
What are you going to do now? What's next for you?
We're going to be in St. Louis for at least probably half a year to maybe 3/4 of a year. We'll see what happens from there. I'd like to stay in hockey still a little bit. I really, with my wife, I don't have really that time to do a full-time general manager job, because that's, as you know, it's like your job. It's 24 hours a day, and it's, with my wife's medical right now, we'll stay in St. Louis for a while, and we'll head back east for sure, somewhere along the way here.
It's Larry Pleau. Congrats on a great career, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.